workout. Done that one. Okay. All right, morning guys. We're going to be adding, so all these breathing protocols are in the app. So we're going to be adding more coming real soon. But if you ever want to do this on your own, you can always get in there, get after it. Today we're going to try the pre-workout prep, fast breathing. So it's going to be some stacked breathing. So this, you can use your finger and thumb to open up your nasal cavity to get more air in, but it's going to be a lot of nasal breathing, to a little breath hold. All right, cool. Let's get cozy. You can lay down or sit down. Let's do it.
Let's just start with 3 seconds in the nose and 3 seconds out the nose. We're going to do that for 1 minute. Ready, go. In, out. In, out. In, out. And just try to use your diaphragm as always. Just try to settle the system. Pay attention to what's going on in your body. Let's relax into it. All right, a couple more of those, and then we're going to go into what's called a box breathing. We're going to go 4 seconds in the nose. We're going to hold it at the top for 4 seconds. You're going to breathe out for 4 seconds. And then hold it at the bottom for 4 seconds and repeat for 1 minute. So let's begin. In. Hold. Out. Out through the nose. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. Last one. In. Hold. Out. Hold. Okay, this next one that we're going to do for the remaining time is a stacked inhale. So 2 inhales, it sounds like this. And then you breathe out your mouth. 2 inhales in your nose, and then out the mouth. It's a sighing exhale. So go ahead. 2 inhales, sighing exhale. 2 inhales, your nose. Exhale. Stack them. Exhale. In each stack, try to take in more air. Try to expand the belly, expand the lungs in those 2 big breaths in, and then exhale out. And it helps even with a little sigh. 2 inhales. Exhale. In. Out. With every inhale, invite the spirit to fill you. With every exhale, release the tension, release the worry, release the anxiety. In, out. Keep doing that on your own. Again, this is a great way to fall asleep, just to recenter your mind. You can do this as long as you need. Well done.
Going. That stack. Two big inhales. Exhale. Okay, take two more big ones. When you exhale, we're going to do a little breath hold. So two big ones, two stacks. Exhale. And hold. Let your body consume that oxygen. Five, four, three, two, one. Two inhales. Big draw. And exhale. All right, we're going to end our last 2.5 minutes with back to blocking. So do it all through the nose. So 4 seconds in. Hold. Out. Hold. Four seconds in. Really drop your belly into your lungs. Fully inflated at that top of the 4 seconds. Now you're holding. Exhale. Hold. Drop your nose. Hold. Exhale. Exhaling through your nose. Hold. In. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Okay, we're going to double the hold time now. So be 4 seconds in. Go ahead. Hold for 8. Exhale slowly for 8. Real slow. You can purse your lips and like you're blowing bubbles. 3, 2, 1. 8-second hold again. Fully inflated, still a little more, a little more, a little more. Hold. Exhale. Last hold. 8. All right, nice work. Your breathing return to normal. Good job, guys. All right, let's jump into our stretching. We are we have a little run today. So it's 400-meter jogs, burden carries with your bag. So if you find a place to run, if you don't have a place to run, or we're gonna jog, you can jog in place. And then also we're gonna do pull-ups or dips. So get a chair or something to dip on. If you can't do dips, then do crab toe touches. We'll get into it, but let's stretch out first. All right, let's do it. It's so good. Thank you. I wanted to wear Android, so maybe that might I have one. Yeah, but so I do like the weight section and like yeah.
So getting rolling on some stretching routines, walking lunges to start off.
Morning, online crew. Nate, Nathaniel, Brandon. Good to see you guys.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Buddy John.
Now we're gonna be beginning our workouts with a warm-up stretch. So, we're gonna do a little, you guys are on Monday. I think really let us do a little mobility. We are gonna do a little stretching during our roundup time, so as you're sitting down talking, the idea is you wanna not get stiff. Cross over. Good. Oh. Nice. Hey, good morning, Pete. Okay. So, Mark, right next to you. Yeah. The middle waters over there? Well, we did it fast. Yeah, so you should be fine. It's getting really dark to be riding my bike. I don't have a bike. Feel it on the way down here. There's a guy you can just kind of keep an eye on. You can see him in the car. Oh, those guys. They always start writing or punching the thing. But it's like, you know, I know they can. That's back. Yeah, nice to be back. Beautiful weather. I mean, gee. You know? Yeah, I know. It's beautiful. All right, let's do high knee pull now. Do that one. We're doing some running today, guys, so we're sure to get our buck kickers in. After the world's greatest. What's that? Sprinting was bad. Yeah, next. After you're post 45 days now, so you're official. We're gonna turn it up a little bit. All right. All right. Okay, let's get high knees now. High knees. All right, butt kickers. Okay, so what we got is a 400-meter run. So we're going to run up 200 meters and then come back. Then we're going to do 10 pull-ups, 10 or dips or crab toe touches. So if you don't have something to do pull-ups or dips on, do crab toe touches. Then we're going to do 20 hand release push-ups. Hand release. 20 of those. And I think it's 30 air squats, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sure.
Zach, can you show us that hand release push up? The camera wasn't on you.
Crazy. I think you just go all the way down.
Busy with someone who's that endurance. Planks, shooters like 3 minutes.
I take a picture.
Yeah, it's a push up all the way down, chest on the ground, release your hands, and then push up. So you're going all the way down.
Yeah.
That's a 3 minute.
Yeah, hand release. Yeah. So you're basically your chest will be laying on the ground. Then you come up again.
In the next 3 minutes, I was like, oh,
I'll just double it. You know.
Bear with me.
And then
I sort of like,
Yeah, it's gonna work out of the day. Back squats, yeah.
So it's just like,
So it's going to be 10 push-ups, 10 hand release push-ups. So go down, lift your hands off the ground, and then push back up.
oh, yeah. Like, it's all these like
then-
accessory.
So you'll have
muscles.
20 of those, and then 30 back squats.
Have a fingernail in there. Well, it's feeling good. It looks like it's all sideways though.
Throw your back over your shoulders, and you're just going to squat. Boom. Get your knees to 90 degrees for that. All right. So we're also going to run like this too. So it's going to be a run at a good clip. Try to push yourself. Everyone's going to go at their own pace, but run up 200 meters, come back. If you've been on the beach or you've seen 200 meters, the palm rings are 100 meters. So one palm ring and back is 200. So we're going to go 2 palm rings up, 2 palm rings back. That puts us at 400 meters. All right. Okay, let's do it. All right, you guys ready? Back.
Yeah.
Let's guys bring it in. Half circle. We're gonna do our work on north side. I just want to show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our bag and we're gonna run 400 meters. So what 400 meters looks like is about from the pier to the tower 1. That's 100 meters. So we're gonna go twice that distance to the first street, which is double the distance to the tower. I'll show you where to turn. We're gonna run up 200 meters, and then we're gonna turn back and run back here with our bags back to the pull-up bar. And we're gonna practice some pull-ups. So, I want you to do the goal is to get 10 pull-ups. That's the prescribed. But if you can't do 10, do your max effort. Okay. Just your max effort. If you're hanging until your grip breaks, do that. Alternatives are dips. If we have extra space in the seawall, looks like it's getting filled in pretty good. If you can't do dips, then we'll do crab toe touches. Okay, so do 10. But why don't you do 10 on each foot? So 20 total. All right. After that, you got 20 hand release push-ups. The hand release push-up is push-up where you lift your hands off the ground and come up. 1, 2. All right. 20 of those. And then you got 30 back squats. The bag on your back. Squat down. Oh, feels good after your fitness test. Okay, so 30 of those. After that, rinse to a T. Run the 400 meters. We do it all over again. All right. It's gonna suck. Go at your own pace. Listen to your body. Push it just a little bit. If you need to alternate, just run. You can do 200-meter run instead of the 4 with the bag, or you can run in place. Some of the online guys will be running in place. That way when we get back. So, choose your own adventure. Not a race. You're only racing against yourself. Okay. All right. Let's get to north side and get it going. Yeah, let's put them for everything. So you can see it's camera and we get back to you.
Yeah.
All right. Ready? Got that? First ball break. Where we're going. Right? Everyone's going to be at their own pace. Try to get as many rounds as you can without stopping. All right. Ready? Nice stop, stand right. And
Fine. Oh, girl. Okay.
okay.
That's actually a big deal. You can see the thing. What's that? It's actually a video, not a picture. You can see that. Oh. Why did I get 30?
All right, you go. The run, push-ups, dips or pull-ups, then back squats, and then run again. Is that it? Anybody? Anybody? I'm gonna start running. Yes, that was what I heard for the order.
Oh, there you go. That's cool. There we go. Let's roll. Woo-wee. Go down. Yeah, guy. Oh, baby. Hey, big ball, man. What's up, baby? Good deed. Never right. That's the day to rest. And hang. Yes. Yes. Feels good. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Johnny. Come on. All right, back on it, Chris. Let's go. 60, 70.
Keep fighting, boys. Keep fighting.
You're hard. Gotta get those butts. I know your butt's great, but you still gotta do them. Come on, thanks. Oh, work with the good Lord gave. Oh. Oh. I don't know if you saw the back of the shirt, Jeff, but I put a real booty on it. Oh yeah. Nice. Yes. I'll put my signature on it. Oh, so good. Oh, 5 minutes, eh? Bag coming with me? Yeah, because this is your last week. Minutes, 3 minutes. Oh. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time. Woo! Yeah, Pops. One more, let's go. Yeah, Pops. Yes. Yes. Good job, guys. Mark.
Oh gosh.
Big breath out. In. Out. Once you get your heart rate a little under control, breathe in through your nose. All right, fellas, good job. Good work. Recovery breathing. Out. Whew. All right. Question of the day. Healing the wound. Allowing God to love us means letting him get really close to us. Why do you think, as men, we struggle in this area? Grief is a form of validation. It says the wound mattered. Have you ever grieved your wound? If not, why not? So it takes finding your wound first before you can grieve it. So hopefully through last week, you took some time to uncover your wound.
And allowing God to love us means letting him get really close to us. Intimacy. Why do you think as men we struggle in this area? Intimacy, closeness. And grief is a form of validation. It says the wound mattered. Have you ever grieved your wound? Why am I not? All right, let you guys break out. Good work.
All right, I'm gonna set up the camera a little bit, get this turned around.
Okay.
All right, who's up first?
Just FYI, I got about 5 minutes today.
Then
you're-
lead it up.
Sounds like you go first, Nate.
Yeah.
Multifaceted question. I think, well, I'm gonna try to not talk in generalities and talk in personal thing. I think why I struggle with intimacy with God. It's a few things. One is doubt. Doubt that he's a good father, a doubt that he's accessible and wants to be intimate with me. So that's one of them. And I don't know really where that comes from. Maybe I just uncovered another wound. Then I think that would be maybe my big thing for why I struggle with intimacy. And then the question on grieving the wound. I definitely don't feel like I've fully grieved. I think what's implied here with the grief thing is like, have you realized what you've put at risk of losing by living throughout the wound and letting it drive your life? I get really frustrated when I'm living in that lie and kind of see myself on the other side of it. I get frustrated and sometimes I'll beat myself up before I invite the grace of God into it. So yeah, I know what's at stake. I know what's at stake when I'll live out of my core lies and let the wound kind of drive my attitude, my motivations, and my relationships. If I fully grieved them, I don't know if I have.
All right. Thanks for sharing, Nate. Your views on God sounded like somebody else. Sounded like your view on somebody else. I think you can put that one together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll go next. I gotta jump off at 7. So again, Ken, 61 presence. So when my younger brother died, I pressed into grief because I was just so broken I couldn't do anything else. And it was good. I didn't want to have any pretenses. I didn't want to try to look like I was doing well. If I wasn't doing well, I was going to be how I was going to be. And it was really good. And then 10 years later, I'm at a church and they're having a grief share class, and I'm thinking, well, I wonder how I did on all that grief. I should probably just take the class and find out. And at the end of the class, they handed me the materials and said, okay, you're ready, you teach it. So I taught grief share for about 10 years. And one of the things I found out really quick is that most guys consider grief as failure. They think that if they were a good Christian, they shouldn't have to grieve. Well, I believe my wife is in heaven. I believe that this person I loved is in heaven. God's got him. I shouldn't have to grieve. I shouldn't have to go through this hardship. I shouldn't have to go through any questioning. And so when men would grieve, they would think they were doing something wrong and they'd want to get out of there so quickly because they're just not comfortable with it, because grief feels to us as men, I think, like failure. It feels like if I'm grieving, then I don't have it all together, and there's something wrong with me, and everyone's going to know that there's something wrong with me. So we're just not very comfortable doing it because again, what I saw, and man after man who would come into the class, and they'd almost the first or second week they'd want to drop out. Like, this isn't working. I'm feeling more pain than I did before I got in here. This is not right. Because again, their view was I shouldn't have to feel like that, and if I'm feeling that, I'm failing. So just something to think about. I continue to uncover grief after grief. Just as soon as you think you're done, you're finding more. So I think I'm uncovering more about my value as a man, that I'm still working on even today. So it's never quite a done process as you continue to kind of dig it up. And for me, I've got to even remind myself it's not failure if you dig it up and you can go deep. So hopefully that helps anybody.
It's good wisdom. Thanks, Ken.
That's good, Ken. Thank you. I'll jump in. My word's been follow through. So real quick, I was out all last week. I'll share more later, but I took a planned trip to Minnesota to see like a heart specialist for my wife and kids. And it went amazing. So we got just the Lord was present just the whole time. So lots of cool testimonies from that trip. So I'll unpack that later, but I promise I wasn't sitting on the couch watching you guys work out. So, but I feel like the wound, for me, it goes back to growing up, and my dad's just like a workaholic, and I always saw him be like busy growing up and always working, doing something. So there was like this, now I see it just kind of this constant expectation I feel like I put on myself, not so much him, but just like, all right, I always got to be doing something, producing something. And that has carried over into, me being an adult, grown man now, and also my view of God. I can see that same train of thought, and just of like, all right, I always got to be doing something for the Lord, staying busy rather than allowing him to stir up things in my heart and pursue those things, and being okay with the times that it doesn't look like I'm busy and doing things and producing things. So I think that's like uncovering the wound. I'm really in the process of this season. I feel like since January on of my life, just kind of doing that and starting to grieve that and understand kind of all of the ripple effect that's had on like myself and my family and the path kind of I've chosen in my career and just kind of my involvement with different ministries or whatever. So it's been a good thing, but I feel like it really boils down to just like an expectation of performance and like having to produce something in my life all the time. So
Yeah. So what you'll
sorry for the rooster.
No, Brandon, what you'll want to go there is go that next level into.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Can you hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We can loud and clear.
There we go. I can hear you. You guys were breaking up for a while, but I can hear you now. So
I was just gonna say, Brandon, the next, like, the wound is the wound. What you want to get to is the identity statement that causes you to live from that place, right? So there's an underlying statement there. That's where you'll want to get to.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, Daniel, what you got?
I don't know what kind of reception I have. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
actually pretty good.
Yeah, at least.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think at least one of my core wounds is around, and it's been said here, but performing to be valuable. My values tied to, in my family, if you performed in a specific way, you got attention. So it becomes about, if I'm not producing, am I lovable? Do I have value? And I'm actually in a specific season right now where, you know, I know the questions around grieving the wound, and I've had a chance to grieve that very intentionally in some unique seasons of life. I feel like right now I'm like receiving the real message, you know, around that, around like me having value without producing. And so in this last, I would say 3 months or 4 months in particular, and so that's been really interesting. And I would agree with Ken that it just kind of comes in waves. And part of the continuing to grieve process, I would say for me, is because a lot of it's around my dad, is just getting more time with my dad. Because fortunately for me, he's in a very healthy place, so he can give me the real message, you know, and I can actually receive it from him as well as from the Lord. So yeah, I think that's what comes to mind. I think we bring this question up.
Okay. Solid. So Jeff,
Thanks for sharing.
thanks for sharing. Jeff 40 steadfast. Looking at the time, we'll get out of here before 7. All right. Steadfast. And as far as grief goes, you definitely had a lot of I guess experience with feeling abandoned, even though, you know, never like abandoned as a child, but Pop's you know, my dad and mom got divorced pretty early on at like 3 years old. So earliest memories were pretty contentious, and that's just not a healthy place. So part of the grief process was even it was about a year ago. You know, a therapist friend recommended just going out into kind of an open space and yelling, and it was anyway. So I did a you know, cold water immersion up in Alaska, and just got to yell at the ocean for a while, probably like a crazy man. But it was but that anyway. Big takeaway is grief should be temporary. It's not a place to exist in. I really, that's been my experience. It needs to be a place that we can feel confidently when we enter it, and then be confident also leaving that space. Anyway, so that's my quick bit there, and 7 o'clock now. So let's
That
get
is awesome.
Lord, thank you for this time. Thank you for your presence. Be with us, and just hold us in your hand. And let's see, on 3, we'll get a pursuit. 1, 2, 3.
Pursuit.
All right.
All right, guys.
Pursuit. See you Friday.